Tonight, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu commends Bank of Industry over disbursement of 636 billion naira to businesses in 2025. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency unveils digital drug test for tertiary institutions. Plus, Lagos State Government reallocates Alaba market spaces. Good evening and welcome tonight on NTA Lagos Channel 10. I am Oluwabukola Akunde. To the news in details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commended the Bank of Industry (BOI) for achieving 636 billion naira in loan disbursement to businesses in 2025, the highest annual financing volume in the institution's history. The president described the milestone as concrete evidence that ongoing microeconomic reform are strengthening development finance institutions and unlocking capital for productive sectors of the economy. The 636 billion naira was disbursed to more than 7,000 enterprises nationwide under the federal government's 200 billion naira MSME intervention program. The presidential conditional grant scheme reached 957,400 beneficiaries in 2025 alone. In addition, BOI's financing activities led to the creation and retention of approximately 1.6 million jobs. The bank supported more than 7,000 MSMEs and 570 startups during the year. It welcomed BOI's designation as Nigeria's first national implementing entity to the United Nations Adoption Fund and its recognition for sustainable finance and financial inclusion, describing this achievement as strengthening Nigeria's global development finance standing. President Tinubu reaffirmed his administration's resolve to consolidate reform gains and expand credit access to enterprises as part of a long-term strategy to accelerate industrialization and inclusive economic growth. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the 2026 African Union Summit. The summit themed Assuring Sustainable Water Availability and Safe Sanitation System to Achieve the Goals of Agenda 2063, will focus on advancing continental commitment towards sustainable water management, improved sanitation systems, and broader development aspiration encapsulated in the AU's Agenda 2063 framework. While in Addis Ababa, the Vice President will join other African leaders at the 39th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of the AU Heads of State and Government, as well as 30th General Assembly scheduled to hold on February 14th and 15th, 2026, respectively. On the margins of the summit, Senator Shettima will participate in high-level side events and hold bilateral engagement with political and business leaders aimed at strengthening Nigeria's diplomatic, economic, and strategic partnerships across the continent. The Vice President is accompanied by cabinet ministers and other senators' government officials. Now we move to the international celebration of the women and girls in science. Synergizing AI, social science, STEM, and finance will help build an inclusive future for women and girls. This is a focus this year as nations celebrate International Day of Women and Girls in Science. The fusion of these scientists insist will help create sustainable platforms for women and girls in science to thrive. Lynn Lekene in this report examines their role in an evolving world. The report.
Be it engineers, researchers, inventors, and innovators, their works save lives, increase food production, improve communication, and advance national development. However, the female gender is still faced with several challenges pursuing her goal in science.
In some rural areas, these girls do not even have access to education, so how can they possibly be scientists? Then we talk about lack of role models when these children cannot really see who they can look up to in the field. lack of encouragement, and the bias that science is for boys and all of that.
It is so easy to say, oh, go into STEM, but there's also a financial aspect that you also need to consider. When there's a lack of infrastructure, there's no possibility for you to learn and also eventually go into the field.
But this kind of day set aside is to encourage younger girls to come into science and to also break the gap. We know that the percentage of women and girls in science is so low, it's lost like 25 to 35% now across the world. So this kind of day is to encourage them to move into science.
The International Day of Women and Girls in Science this year is shifting focus from the norms to showcasing existing acceptable practices and solutions to the STEM ecosystem.
On this International Day of Women and Girls in Science, I call on everyone to create an environment where women can realize their true potential, and today girls become tomorrow's leading scientists and innovators, shaping a fair and sustainable future for all.
Stakeholders are advocating working harmonization of standards, education of the girl child at all stages of development, and sponsorship or prototypes to protect ingenuity in sciences. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
Now to electricity. The Nigerian Independent System Operator NISO has announced a drop in gas supply to some major power generating plants connected to the national grid, which will also result in drop in electricity supply nationwide. In a statement, NISO says the development followed a scheduled maintenance shutdown of a major gas supply facility from 12th to 15th February 2026. Power stations to be affected include Igmi, Azura, Sapele, and Transco Power Plant, while NDPHC, Sapele, Olomoshogo, and Omotosho Power Plant may experience indirect constraints due to network-wide gas balancing effect. NISO assures all stakeholders and electricity customers that every action taken during period will be strictly guided by established operational procedures, grid security requirements, and reliability standards. Full gas supply is expected to be restored on the 16th February 2026. Back to Lagos, the Lagos State government has commenced the distribution of provisional letters of allocation to the first 180 beneficiaries of the Alaba Transnational Market Redevelopment Project as part of efforts to modernize markets across the state. Joy Ken Abapoya reports.
Transformation as the state government works to turn it into a modern, organized, and world-class trading facility. Special advisor to the governor on EGIS and urban development, Olajide Babatunde, said the project aligns with Governor Sanwo-Olu's Themes Plus agenda, noting that Lagos is redeveloping 21 markets across the state to create modern commercial hubs.
The first 180 that was published last year when they were completed, are the ones that were given out. Very soon it will ramp up to about 600 because the other blocks are being worked on and will soon be doing those allocations. For every allocation that we do, it comes with Mr. Governor's approval. So the first 180 have just been receiving their letters of allocation, 5 copies. One will go to the allotee, one will go to the debt management office, one will go to UBA, one will go to Alaba Transnational, and one will stay in our office.
Chairman of the Alabarago Central Committee Association, Hussaini Lajawa, described the allocation as a fulfillment of government promises, applauding the collaboration between traders, the state, and financial institutions.
We really appreciate, we really thank, and we all of us, the Alabarago community, both the one which they are on is not yet full, but everybody is thanking, appreciating the promising the Lagos State government did. They say that the market is for us, not for outsiders. We are the first refusal that everything will be good for us unless we said we are not buying before outsider will come and buy. So we really appreciate for the promise they fulfill, and today is one of our happiest days, and we We thank the Lagos State government.
The redeveloped Alaba Transnational Market is expected to provide a safer, more organized and modern trading environment, boosting business opportunities for traders and advancing Lagos State's vision for world-class markets. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abapoya, NTA News.
You are live on NTA Lagos Channel 10 now. Let's take a break. After the short timeout, the news continues. Please stay tuned.
Do you need hotel service that runs hospitality business as real business? Then look no further, because Suru Express Hotels is readily available to meet your hotel accommodation needs in a cozy and serene atmosphere. Courtesy and care greet your arrival at our front desk while you're checking out our various rooms, suites, deluxe, standard and express gold, all fitted for purpose you desire. Healthy nutrition is also a top priority at our tastefully organized restaurants in Suru Express Hotels. With our ultra-modern gymnasium, maintaining your fitness is guaranteed in a conducive atmosphere. To unwind and reduce stress, our world-class standard swimming pool and game centers are always available. We are strategically located in Surulere, Ikeja GRA, Ikorodu, to provide unparalleled hospitality and free parking and top-notch security. A choice of any Suru Express hotel is a choice made with wisdom.
You are welcome back. You're still watching NTA Lagos Channel 10 News. Now we proceed with the news. The Lagos State government has reaffirmed its commitment to the welfare and dignity of retired civil servants as it honored officials who assisted in mainstream service in the second, third, and fourth quarter of 2025. The send-forth ceremony was held at Adeyemi Bero Auditorium, Alausa. Joy Ken Abapoya report.
Decades of shaping policies, driving reforms, and sustaining the machinery of government, dozens of Lagos State civil servants are now stepping into retirement, honored for their dedication and service. At a colorful send-forth ceremony held at Alausa, the Lagos State Head of Service, Bode Aguru, described the occasion as a celebration of integrity, sacrifice, and commitment to public service. He urged them not to see retirement as the end of their relevance, stressing that their wealth of experience remains vital to the growth of the state.
Their pension is guaranteed. It's pay as you go. They'll be getting their alert very soon. Mr. Governor has cleared all the backlog. We're the only state in Nigeria that is not owing pension arrears. So this newly retired, they're going to get their money and their bonds as soon as possible. So that makes it, gives you a soft landing. So your salary has stopped, your pension takes over immediately. That is how we have planned it.
For the retirees, the ceremony marks the beginning of a new chapter filled with opportunity and renewed purpose.
Working in the service is a great experience, very, very great. You can't quantify the level of things you add to the service. When you look at it, it's massive and very unique. That's why Lagos State is always first.
Officers that are coming after us or behind us should be diligent, be tactical, be obedient, be resilient, respect themselves and respect their officers, their co-workers. Wherever they find themselves, they should be respectful.
The ceremony ended on a note of gratitude and celebration as the retirees were wished good health and fulfillment in the years ahead. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abapoya, NTA News.
And that concludes the English segment of the news tonight as Adewumi Opatoye is standing by for the news translation in Yoruba. Thanks for staying with us. I am Oluwabukola Akonde. Good evening to you.
Ẹ káalẹ́. Ìròyìn ilẹ̀ wa ló dó sí ojú àwòrán yín láti iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ ìkànnì 10 Tẹ́jú Oṣó ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Adéwùnmí Ọ̀pátóyè lóníròyìn yín. Iléeṣẹ́ afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì aládàáni NISO ti kéde wípé ẹ̀dínkù yóò wà fún gbígbé afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì dé àwọn apá ibìkan lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Iléeṣẹ́ náà kéde ọ̀rọ̀ yìí látàrí àwọn àtúnṣe tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe lára àwọn ẹ̀rọ apíngáàsì ká tí wọ́n ti dáwọ́lé àtúnṣe rẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti òní ọjọ́ 12 sí ọjọ́ 15 oṣù kejì ọdún tí a wà yìí. Wọ́n sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wọn wípé èyí yóò ṣe ìdíwọ́ ráńpẹ́ fún àwọn iléeṣẹ́ amúnáọba wa láwọn apá ibìkan lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n wá fi dá àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ tí ọ̀rọ̀ kàn pẹ̀lú àwọn oníbàárà iná ọba wípé àwọn yóò rí dájú pé ohun gbogbo tó bá yẹ láti ṣe làwọn yóò rí dájú pé àwọn ṣe, pẹ̀lú fikún ọ̀rọ̀ wọn wípé ọ̀pọ̀ yanturu afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wà padà láti ọjọ́ 16 oṣù kejì ọdún tí a wà yìí. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti ṣe ìpínká lẹ́tà 100 fún àwọn tí wọ́n lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí ọjà gbajúgbajà Alábà tí wọ́n ṣe àtúnkọ́ rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì sí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tó tún rí sí ìdàgbàsókè agbègbè Ọlájídé Babátúndé sọ wípé èròǹgbà gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti àwọn tí wọ́n jọ ń tukọ̀ ìṣèjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni wípé láti ṣe àwọn àtúnṣe àwọn ọjà 21 káàkiri gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó kí àwọn ọjà lè dùn rí pẹ̀lú dùn wò. Alága àárín gbùngbùn ọjà Alábà ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́jà Hussein Lajawa ṣe àkàwé títún ọjà náà ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìmúṣẹ ìlérí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Babájídé Olúṣọlá Sanwó-Olú pẹ̀lú rọ̀ àwọn ará ìlú láti fi ọwọ́ sowọ́pọ̀ fún àlàkalẹ̀ àti ṣíṣe ìmúṣẹ òfin ọjà titun náà. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti àjọ tó ń gbógun ti gbé egbògi olóró lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé láti máa fi ṣe àyẹ̀wò oògùn olóró fún àwọn ọmọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Fatima Sanusi tó jábọ̀ ìròyìn sọ wípé àgbékalẹ̀ náà wà fún gbogbo ilé ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ títí dé ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ yunifásítì jákèjádò gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìpàdé àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀hún ló wáyé níbi ṣíṣe àtúnṣe nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejìdínláàádọ́rin tí gbogbogbò tí wọ́n ṣe nílùú Àkúrẹ́. Wọ́n sọ nínú ìpàdé náà wípé mímú egbòogi olóró ti ṣe àkóbá fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ nípa ìlera wọn pẹ̀lú mú kí akùdé bá ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ látàrí mímú egbòogi olóró. Àgbékalẹ̀ náà jẹ́ àbájáde ìgbìmọ̀pọ̀ àwọn àjọ náà pẹ̀lú ìjọba àpapọ̀ láti mú ẹ̀dínkù bá lílo oògùn olóró láwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ káàkiri gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìròyìn lédè Ògùn ló kàn láti ẹnu Jésù Thomasis. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbìyànjú láti mú ojútọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò wa dáadáa, pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ọmọ wa lásìkò tá a wà yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ jẹ́ kí a yàgò fún tí ó bá lè fa ewu ìjàmbá iná láyìíká àti agbègbè wa. Adéwùnmí Ọ̀pátóyè lórúkọ mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Oore lásùn ó dàárọ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ mi máa kó dọ̀ ọjà èyí mi kó dọ̀ torí dọ̀ mi kó àfọ̀ lẹ́yìn díẹ̀ sọ ẹ̀ ń tiẹ̀ Jésù tán Moses wẹ̀ nínú. gbẹ ìrànpẹ̀lú kún ọ̀ jẹun èyí tó náà dànù gbọdọ̀ èyí tó náà náà kúrọ̀ omi ẹlẹtíríkì tán èyí ní náìsò wẹ́kọ̀tọ̀ kíá lọ ọ̀ jẹun ẹnẹ gas sí ọ̀ agẹ́jìjẹ tó ti wáyọ̀ dé kò sọ wá tó ó gáde tó dídá yìí náà ọ̀ jìnnà yìí mi tí ń tẹ ẹ̀yẹ wẹ̀ tó kíá dọ̀ ẹ̀nà wa bẹ́ kpla omi ẹlẹtíríkì sí ọ̀ nù tó gbó nàìjíríà tó mẹ pírẹ́bù tó wé kàn jẹ gbónú dé yìí sì jẹ gbónú tó kún àtúnwé lọ́tàlì wẹ̀ tó kíá dọ̀ ọ̀ nù jíjọ lọ́tò dín wọ́n á yìí dé kpla ọ̀ mìíràn sí ọ̀hó sɔn azã ene egbe kaka dze azã fɔtɔtɔ ene azã tɔgbe tó dín tibɛ tó tó gbó nàìjíríà tɔmɛ o fi ɖe o nuwalɔ na bɛkpla lɛ wɛnyi o miɔ si o tɛ tó egbi tó àwọn ìmátɛmɛ fi lɛ azura tó kpɔtɔ sapɛlɛ kó mɔkɛrɛ wɛ tó tó yia dɔ o nulɔ eyi o de nasɔ kpanuhɛ ɔlɔnusogo ọmọ tọsọ sí omiọ lẹtírikì sí o azọpẹ tó wé tọmẹ ètò yàrá o nulọ tó àyíwá tó di wọ́n yóò dé èso náà tó gbó o tọmẹnu lẹ́dọ̀ ìdá fún azọ tó èjì tó má tẹ́mẹ ọ̀nà tó di ké wọn azọ bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ tó ti tẹ́ ń gbé náà tó mọ̀ miọ lẹtírikì tó tì náà gbẹ̀tọ́ lẹ̀ tó fi dé yẹtì lẹ́dọ̀ tó gbó nàìjíríà tọmẹ tó dín wẹ́ àwọn onímọ̀tẹ́ họlù ko dɔ tó ti dɔ yìnyín sɔ fɔ o họ yìmɛ nusatɔlɛ tó alaba sí àwọn yìmɛ nàtò nusatɛ yìnyín yìmɛ yìnyín alaba rago tɔlɛ tó ti yìí dɔ yìí kò họ àhìlɔ dáyìí mùsùlùmí dɔ yìí sɔ bɛjɛ òfìfɔ gbájí tó ti wẹwà tó yìí dɔ o gbɛtɔ susu délɛ wẹyìn dé yìí kò dé tó kò tí nàtòmù dɔ yìí sɔ yìí ọmọ yìí ná o. Ọ̀họ̀ ìbẹ̀yìn láti òun sáté tó dín ètò ìyàdọ̀ gbẹ̀tọ̀ brasọ̀ ẹnẹ fọdé wẹ̀ yíkọ̀ ṣètò àyè èwè kò dó fọdé mọ́ wẹ̀ dọ́rọ̀ yíkọ̀ náà ò tẹ̀mẹ̀ tó dín dọ̀ yìí látọ̀ mọ̀dọ̀ yìí sọ́fọ́ ò tẹ̀mẹ̀ náà yìí tó àkìlọ́mẹ̀ gbọ̀ngàn tó dé náà dé yíkọ̀ ọ̀ àkìlọ́rọ̀ dà yìí látọ̀ mọ̀dọ̀ yìí fọ́gbá nítorí ò dé yàn wà pẹ́ tó kọ́ ìsọ́mìtàn jọ kẹ́nà bá pé ya ètò ẹ̀ kọ́ lọ mẹ́yìn nùkọ́ pọ̀tọ́ náà ò tètò tó àkìlọ́mẹ̀ tán látọ̀ mọ̀dọ̀ àhọ́lù àwọn onítàn ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ fún àkìlọ̀ jìládó ẹ̀nà àbátúndé ọ̀làjídé tó òwò ìtọ́mẹ dòyà lọ àwọn onímọ̀tì hàn lówẹ̀ kó wúlẹ̀ àyíkú dín nàdúmọ̀dọ̀ yẹ fún àhì ìbòbò rẹ̀ gbá nítorí àwọn apẹ̀ iná ọ̀dẹ́ àhì alábàtàn rẹ̀ dá yìí wọ́n yóò dé máa yóò dé pa dòyà ìgò náà àwọn onímọ̀tì ẹ̀nà òtò àhọ́lù kò tó wúlẹ̀ àwọn nàdúmọ̀dọ̀ yẹ fún àhì lọ́gbà nítorí àwọn apẹ̀ tó gọ́ nàdúmọ̀dọ̀ gbẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ tó tọ́ fìdè gbòfò lẹ́tọ́ àyíwọ́n tó wá àkìlọ́mẹ̀ wọ́n yé de mọ́ ìhẹ́yẹ́ wọn pẹ́ ìsọ̀rọ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀ níjọ́dẹ̀rẹ̀ náà gbàgìgò náà wọ́n lè gàírí òtòdé ìtọ̀nù kan yìí tó ẹgbẹ́sọ̀. táìdì ò lẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wíwá látòdì kí ọmọdọ̀ a máa dínà sísan sí òtò kíládìpọ̀ tó jọjà lẹ́sẹ̀sẹ̀ tó gbó nàìjíríà tọ́mẹ ò àtúngbáwé iná ìpónà ìrọ̀pẹ̀rùnkún a máa dínà lẹ́sìn òhógò tó gbó nàìjíríà tọ́mẹ ìmíràn di ndla kò wá tàwọn náà tó dín náà tó di kí ọmọ náà tó wé ọ̀dà ó lẹ̀ pọ́ mẹ́ lẹ́tọ́ òtòkú nàìjíríà tọ́ mẹ́ wọ́n yóò dé ìdáná pọ́n jọjàlẹ̀ sí ọ̀làmẹ̀ bravo àdínlọ́lẹ̀ títọ́ àgbàsá yìí tọ́ mẹ́ náà yìí kótó àmà mọ́ nkọ́tọ́ lẹ̀ zán tàyídì ògbé nínú nkọ́tọ́ lẹ̀ wọ́n yóò tó yàrá ìdáná yóò dé pọ́n tó àbútú yìí tọ́ mẹ́ bravo yìí kótó òdánù mọ́ nkọ́tọ́ wà gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀dọ̀ yìí bẹ́jẹ̀ òwe kì í ajé tó wé ọ̀lẹ́ kọ́mẹ̀tò tó gbó lọ́mẹ̀ ọlọ́wọ̀ yìí wá tàdó náà tán tó àyè sísí ẹ̀yìn òwe dídé tó hó ẹ̀yìn òwe oúnjẹ tó gbó nàìjíríà tọ́mẹ̀ tètò lọ́wọ́ àyí tó àkúrẹ́ wẹ̀ tó yá dọ̀ nù ìwà lọ́wọ́ yìí òde ẹ̀yìn àfọ̀dídé tàgádé àhọ́lùkọ̀zé nádọ́dì kí ọmọdọ̀ òjọ̀jálẹ̀ yìí òde èdè òfẹ́ nù ìwà ẹ̀yìn àmà àdínlọ́lẹ̀ sísá tó de kó sọ́yìn lè tó sọ́kòtò hàn gbére náà jọ̀jálẹ̀ tó gbó nàìjíríà tọ́mẹ̀ òhun ètò ìyàdọ̀ iná gbọ́ àlọ́ látọ̀ mọ̀dọ̀ yìí mọ̀ tó omẹ̀wẹ̀nù bùsọ̀ mọ̀dọ̀ yìí fún yìí dí àlọ́ yìí pọ́pùlẹ̀ tán sọ dànù mọ́kọ́tọ̀ ìwà mẹ́ tó mẹ̀wẹ̀nù ẹ̀rẹ̀ hà fọ náà lè lọ́tọ̀ pẹ̀já yẹ káde sọ náà débò lẹ́jẹ̀ mi dé tó kúrò sí nǹkan mẹ́ no kuyo tori do